the prospect of a business coming to Leflore County in Industrial Park. However, no action was taken.
All right.
I make a motion that we move forward with possible sale of 4.33 acres in the industrial park.
I'll second that. There has been motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Mitchell. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is now carried. All right. We're now at 420. Mr. Ronald Walls.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I saw you all about 90 days ago, and I offered to buy the library, the old library. And I'm here today to follow up on my offer. I haven't heard anything from you all. The city, of course, is involved, and they seem like they're pretty positive about the purchase. But if you have any questions about my acquisition and what I have in mind, I'll be happy to answer those at this point. I handed out flyers 3 months ago, giving you an idea of a historic, cultural campus, if you will. I own the building next to it, the Confederate Memorial Building. And what I intend to do is develop that area all in one shot.
Okay.
So time passes, and that's why I'm here at it to see if there's something we can do to make this move forward.
Do you have an idea what you'd be willing to pay for that?
The big money is going to be in the restoration of the property. It's in pretty bad shape. I made a cash offer, which is the escrow money is with Ms. Van Powers right now. And from what I understand, there was the attorney for the city said we had to have 2 appraisals. And I said, well, let's go with 1. And apparently, according to statutes, I'm going to pay for half of that appraisal to see where that appraisal comes in.
You don't have the appraiser yet.
Well, we're waiting on, it's going to be money spent by the city, county, and me. So I'm not in a position to spend anybody's money but my own.
The city hadn't approved anything either.
No, the city is very favorable. But, we have to have the city and the county both agree
I got you.
what you want to do. But as far as I know, the city's on board. I can't speak for the city.
But I'm definitely in favor of it.
Thank you, Mr.
But
Mayor.
the question is, we got to get the appraisal and see what it's worth.
Yes.
And but the city is already. Do you know whether they already started?
May I speak?
Yes, please.
The city attorney has already drawn a joint resolution, which y'all would have to sign. And Kelvin, has he sent it? Attorney to
Yes, yes. Attorney Brock did send it to me. It's been a while. We need to get with him. I need to be able to speak with and provide that to the Board of Supervisors regarding this matter. And given some other matters that were coming up regarding this, I did not provide the resolution to the board for review prior to you coming.
But he hadn't.
It's not been approved by the city.
Right, it hadn't been approved.
No.
Where we sitting is we need an appraisal.
That's right.
And my question is whether the city started the appraisal or not. I mean, I know we had discussed Ms. Stansel getting somebody to do an appraisal. Mm-hmm. So we need to get with the city and do an appraisal. Now, I mean, that's all we got to do. And then once we have that appraisal, then you make your decision one way or the other.
And the decision will be whether to move to a second appraisal. The first appraisal, I'm according once again to statutes from council for the city, I pay half of that, and then the city and the county pay the other half. So I want to buy your building, and as is, where is. You don't have to do anything to it. You don't have to clean it up. It was mowed the other day. I appreciate that. It looks nice. But there's no restrictions, no contingencies, and it will be an all-cash deal if we move forward.
Okay, you keep mentioning the second appraisal. Do we have to get to appraisal? I'm not aware.
I'm not aware of a second
I'm not aware of
appraisal.
But that's fine with me, because I don't like just throwing money out the door.
You want to get a second appraisal?
No, I don't. I don't even need a first appraisal. But according to the statute, you have to have a, since it's county property and city property, you have to have an appraisal. And
I have to have one appraisal as far as I know.
one or maybe two.
I don't think we have to have the one.
I think two, maybe if the city and the county doesn't agree, but
Yeah,
it's
but I
only
think
one
I think
appraisal.
we need to go together
Right.
and do an appraisal, and we're gonna try to expedite this. I hope.
I appreciate that, Mr. Abraham. What it appraises for, I have no idea, because it's in a dilapidated state at the moment. But I envision this property being brought back to its former glory, along with the Confederate Memorial Building. I would like to take that whole block and refurbish
Mr. Walls, I have a
Sir.
question. You said you own the building next to the old library.
Yes.
And you said you wanted to develop that whole block.
Yes.
What type of development or what are you developing it into?
Well, it's going to be a cultural campus for the Mississippi Delta, and it'll be a community, civic-oriented project. I would like to have recitals there, perhaps instructional things there, events, but it'll have a historic, heritage, and cultural flavor to it. The library itself, I think, would be a great addition to what I have in mind. I'm going to move forward with or without the library, but I would like to do everything in one stroke. And I would lean on the council members to advise me and give me their opinion on what you. I mean, I am open for suggestions. What I want to be to the better good of all of Leflore County, Greenwood, Mississippi, and the state of Mississippi itself. If we want to have a very positive outlook on this whole project. Right now, it's sitting there deteriorating. And this deterioration is a choice that I don't think we should make. I think we should try to take advantage of these beautiful, beautiful architectural structures we have. That's one of the things that brought me here.
Okay.
As you're aware, I haven't been here that long, so I'm kind of a newbie. But it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. And I want to try to do my best to preserve what precious little is left of it. So.
All right. So what we'll do, we'll work on the appraisal.
Yeah, what I'm gonna make a motion to allow Ms. Townsend to get with the city and to come up with an appraisal, and for the city and the county to pay for it. And if you buy the building, we'll give the money back to them.
Yeah, well, I like that idea even better.
Well, I mean, we can't. I don't think we can ask you to pay for it.
Mr. Abraham, I'll do my best to be fair with you all, but I have to keep in mind that we're starting from almost square one. The building is in, as you're well aware, it's in pretty poor.
That's my motion.
All right. I have a motion on the floor.
Second.
All right. It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Brown. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is now carried.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Wall.
I'll be in touch about the appraisal. Thank you.
All right, we're now at 425, owners of Hudson Cemetery and Greenwood Memorial Gardens. Guess Greenwood is not here. Thank you, Xavier. How you doing? Hey, we was I reached out to you and I called you to this meeting. We've had some complaints about the condition of the cemetery. I mean, family members that have come home to visit their loved ones, visit the graves, they were complaining as far as the conditions of the cemetery. And I told them that we had you here once. We talked with you. You said there was going to be some changes done, and apparently a lot of them hadn't happened. So I invited you back to our meeting to let us know where you stand on this, because at some point we got to move forward as far as improving the conditions of those graveyards. I mean, it's unfair to the families to have to do that. And I mean, they're investing money, trusting that their loved ones will be, their final destination will be taken care of. And to run into some of those conditions is kind of hard on the family. So I share that sentiment, and that's why I invited you here to defend yourself or to give us an update on what's going on.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you hear, you know what I hear. We work on, like a lot of people talk about the grass. Yes, we have some grass around the headstones grown up, some other places. But we cut every 2 weeks. That's our schedule. It might last a little bit longer, all depends on rain, breakdown, or something like that. Road condition is getting a little worse about a year, but we take it one day at a time. Like I said, I'm on a one man. I do what I can out there. I got 2 other jobs trying to help maintain everything. So, like I said, all I can do is just keep it at the best of my abilities and just, like I said, take it one day at a time.
Let me ask you, have you considered getting help? I mean, and the reason I'm talking about it is because actually both of those graveyards reside in my district. So I get a lot of the heat coming saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They've reached out to Jackson, and Jackson suggested that they come to the board first and let us address it. And then if we have to escalate it or move a little farther, we move then. Now, once I got the complaint, I rode out there, and it is in bad shape. A lot of the areas are in bad shape. I mean, when you turn in, and this one is not just yours, when you turn in on the Greenwood Memorial side, they got broken bricks where you drive over, you tear a tire up trying to get down in there. On your side, you have a lot of graves that have been there for a while but hadn't been leveled out. They still got the hilly dirt on top. You got old flowers thrown throughout. Nameplates in some cases are not on the grave. One lady, I think the lady that came here a couple of weeks ago, she couldn't even find her mother's grave. The nameplate was nowhere on the grave. They couldn't find it. And I mean, you know, I noticed that a lot of people are being buried out there weekly. So you're collecting on those graves. Somebody's buying graves people are dying. So you're collecting on that. And to me, a lot of it is not more so that you need money for material. A lot of it is more labor work. Keeping the grass cut, grading down the hills, the graves, and grading the road, pave or put more gravel on the road so that they will have access to it. I mean, we've had people in the past that just had refused to bury anybody in that graveyard, and they found other locations because of the condition of that graveyard. And I think you are extending yours on back further, but we ain't got the first part taken care of. And I think the back and behind your graveyard is some additional plots, right? Is that yours or Greenwood?
I got a B section. I also got a C section that hasn't even been developed yet.
Okay.
So it might be another 15, 20 years before it's even developed.
So I guess, I mean, we got whatever we got to do, we're going to have to do it. And you need to do whatever you got to do to try to make it a better place.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's rough. Honestly, it's rough.
I mean, it's just like labor-wise. One thing, it's hard to find labor sometimes nowadays, but just like I called a guy to come in and hit weed, he's talking about $3,000 every 2 weeks, just a week. That cemetery is not going to be able to pay for that every week. Just like you go back to saying you see folks being buried. Yes, I bury at least 2 to 3 every week or every other week. Mm-hmm. But there's also family graves I've buried that's been paid for back 20 years ago when my dad had.
I understand. I totally understand. You know, sometimes, depending on the type of business we go in, that's the beast that come with it sometimes.
Well,
sometimes that is just...
So, a lot of things is I'm trying to make it better in ways a lot of folks don't know. Because I leave a full-time job sometimes and go out there and work 12, 1 o'clock at night. Trying to do something. Like I said, at the same time, like sometimes I almost kill myself trying to keep that thing up.
I'm afraid you don't.
But I'm working to make sure that it gets better. But at the same time, it's not just like what you said, nameplates. Nameplates might have been there, but guess what? 20 years, 15 years, it's not going to be there forever. It's going to fade. I don't furnish those. Those come from the funeral home. So, like I said, sometimes they do get messed up from a lawnmower, weed eater, tractor or something. If that happens, that's on me. I have to take care of that.
Yeah, it was a headstone that was turned over, and that was one of the reasons they couldn't find one of them. A headstone was turned over, so they was walking looking for them, and they couldn't find the name. And when you raise the headstone up eventually, that's how they was able to locate one of the graves.
So headstones do fall. Over a period of times, they lose level, they lose separates. But I also got a policy to where if the headstone was purchased from my dad or me a while back, I would pick it up and do it. But if it's purchased outside from a different company, the family has to talk to that company that they bought it from to re-level because they would come out there and re-level.
Okay, so I guess so that we can go ahead and shorten. We've got a pretty long agenda.
Yeah.
What are some things that you're doing now that you're doing to improve the graveyard? And can you give me a time frame on what some of those, on how long those things will be done? What are you?
Time frame, I really can't tell you on that. The only thing is, lately, since it's been raining, I've been trying to cut. I stay on 2-week schedule, but I try to do it at least once a week right now, just to help out and try to keep some of the stuff down. And we got just me moving dirt, filling in some of the holes, and like I said, probably about later on this summer, we'll be putting in some new gravel. I said the board would allow some of just the clay gravel that'll help me out. They ain't even got to spread it, nothing. If they can dump it right there at the edge of the road for me, in my front gate, I can smooth it out, and I can put white rock, anything like that on.
And you're saying if the board is able to give you some gravel?
Yeah, clay gravel, I can fill in holes, then I can take what money I make, put white rock, bigger rock on there just to help it out.
Yes, sir.
I had some pieces of it. I wrote that there too.
Yeah.
And I had some complaint, and I really want to bury my son out there, but I didn't. Because it's a disgrace.
Yeah.
For anybody that had to bury their pieces out there. Have you ever considered, you're the business man. When the business ain't going, you adjust. You can adjust to your charge of the grade to adjust the house and like take care of it. We're talking about people that we're looking at out there.
So to be honest, I have. For most of your cemeteries nowadays, they're at least getting at least $5,000. At least $5,000.
Okay. So
I'm at 700, but I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I've got some people that don't even want to pay $700.
Well, in the conditions right now, you're not gonna get. It's gonna be hard to get.
I mean, I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. That's where it comes in of trying to make it better.
That's right.
We can get it, but,
make it more attractive. That's right.
But at the same time, it's like right now, if just hiring somebody to help upkeep, gonna have to pay them pretty good penny just to do that because nobody won't work for free. 2, it's going to be, like I said, it's just a lot of work that, like right now, I'm the only person that can do it and just doing that time.
You mentioned your tractor. I'm just going to make the suggestions and then I'll be done.
Yeah.
But I just think that to start off, if you could shave down the graves that has been there for a while, the excessive dirt, and kind of mow and kind of get your entry level good, that will be a good start. to becoming attractive for somebody for you, so that you will be able to increase those prices. But if you don't ever do anything, but if you're only saying you're just mowing, because you got low spots out there, this dirt that you're shaving down, you can fill in those spots to kind of level the ground out there, and that will help in becoming attractive, so that you can increase your price. But right now, it's going to be hard to increase your price.
And like I said, like certain hills that you do see that's excess dirt left over, we try to move as fast as we can. But like I said, well, I try to move as fast as I can.
Okay.
But like I said, it's just, one tractor that's working out there and it's trying to keep it constant. If you have a breakdown or something like that, that takes time. So I'm just doing as fast as I can.
All right. Anything else from the board?
I mean, what kind of time frame y'all come in?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's real simple to me.
Me too.
You got to keep it up. Now, how you keep it up is your problem. I understand where you are, but you got to understand where the citizens are and where the board is. You need, within a month's time, you need to have that graveyard looking like these others around. I don't care if you have to go hire 5 people. That's just how I feel. And if we have to go in there and do it, then we're going to assess it to you. But the people deserve the graveyard to look right and to be in good shape. And I'm not trying to put a burden on you, but I mean, that's where we are. You cannot continue to let that grave site look like that. So I would hope that this board would give you at least a month to go out there, and once you cut it now, hot as it is, I doubt you're going to have to cut it many more times. But if you have to hire 4 or 5 people for 2 or 3 days or a week, whatever you got to do, you need to do. And we'll work. I know as a board, we'll work with you. I mean, if you got a place where you come into your place and it's on right away, then we'll put the gravel down. That's not the problem. We'll help you where we can help, but you got to do your share. And that's how I feel. I mean, but we can sit there all night and talk. But the solution is for you to go out there and get that done.
And it's just not you. It's just not you. I've reached out to Greenwood Memorial too. I'm gonna share that with the board. I reached out to them. He hadn't responded back, so we're gonna get something in writing to him, sharing the same things that we did. I called. Yeah, I've called him and I reached out to him. He didn't respond back. So, but that's go ahead. Yes, sir.
From a legal standpoint, board, the board has had situations before. We had private property that was gotten to be an eyesore on the community, and due to the public health and safety, the county came in, cleaned it up, or assessed the taxes. The problem in this situation is the law doesn't allow, the cemeteries don't pay taxes. And so that's the situation. And so if that's not the case, then Mr. Xavier here would have to
sign some.
Y'all be paying. You be paying to
the owner.
The owner would be responsible.
We don't want to go there because our cost is going to be more than your cost. Okay, but as far as I'm concerned, a month ought to give you enough time to clean it up. If you have to use Roundup, you can use Roundup in place. Because the hardest problem people have is weed eat. Nobody wants to weed eat.
We ain't gonna make it brown. Don't make it brown.
That Roundup is solve the problem.
Sam, you way out there.
Don't make it brown.
Yeah.
Sam, you way out there, man.
All right.
Way out.
So,
I'm way out there. Way out.
What is the pleasure of the board, yo?
I make a motion that we give this young man 1 month to
make some improvement
up and to come back for the vote.
Why don't you allow Mr. Mitchell to make his motion? That's in his district.
It'll make a difference.
I mean, if he wants a month, 2 months,
I don't care.
I can tell you right now,
Is a month satisfactory? Hold on. Mr. Mitchell, is a month satisfactory to you?
It's fine to me, but go ahead and say what you're about to say.
I was gonna say just me, even just me or one or two more people. It's gonna take more than a month. It'll take at least 2 to 3.
You saying to complete it or to show some improvement?
I can say completed, but like I said, I mean, I ain't gonna say complete because just getting gravel in, trying to get the roads like how y'all want it to be done, but just mowing and moving headstones and moving dirt, I'm gonna say at least 2 months.
All right, we'll give you.
I don't have a problem with 2 months, as long as we get it in 2 months.
60 days, okay?
Mr. President, can we probably involve our ordinance officer in this?
I think he has. I think Wiggins at some point did go out there and look. I know I word him, I asked him to.
And I know you said 2 months, but honestly, I don't think 2 months is enough time.
I've been out there. It's not.
I don't think in 2 months. I don't think in 60 days he's going to have it to where he can go and say, okay, prices are now $1,000. It's not going to be that, but I think 60 days is a good threshold to see some major improvements. I'm not asking you to have it state of the art in 2 months because you just said you're by yourself and you don't have the necessary equipment to do all that. But after 60 days, you should be able to see some great improvement on that graveyard. Okay.
It's 2 months. Yeah, well, I don't.
That's 60 days. That's fine. Managed by itself.
How many acres you talking about?
The whole place is 10 acres.
Huh?
The whole place is 10 acres.
10 acres. You take a zero turn mower and cut a lot of grass.
It's not just grass.
The only thing that takes up the most time is...
I'm not talking about just grass.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean, I understand, but the grass being cut would make a big difference. You can work with the headstone, but the grass being cut is real simple to do. I mean, but like I said, 2 months, you ought to have this thing checked.
So did you change your motion to
2 months?
To 60 days, 2 months. 60
You don't have to come back as long as Mr. Wiggins approved it.
We have a motion out there for 60 days. I'll second that. It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham that we give Hudson Cemetery 60 days to make major improvements. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Thank you, Xavier.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you for coming.
All right, we're now at 4:30. Carlos Robertson.
Hey,
How you doing?
I am placing the 2026 real and personal road for Leflore County in your possession and enclosed with this letter are the recaps reflecting a total assessed value of $313,800,131, which is an increase of $850.14 from last year. Assessed value.
What about your personal car? Did you do it?
That's total.
That includes all the value. That includes all of the value.
So the total value that went up was $850,000.
Yeah, yes.
And keep in mind that the automobiles and public utility values are estimated based upon 2025 values.
All right. Now, I guess why you're here was Mr. Ross. I'm going to talk just a second about the school. They had a public hearing, and the school assured the people that they were not raising taxes, but they wanted $350,000 more of ad valorem money. Could you tell me how they gonna get $350,000 more ad valorem tax and not raise money and not raise?
I can't.
I'd like to know how that's gonna happen. Either somebody is, and I don't want to say they lying, but somebody's not quite telling the truth to the public, or they just don't know any better. Because if you're gonna raise 350 more thousand, even though you got new growth, somebody's paying that tax.
Right.
I know people who went up, they're paying more taxes. So the only way they wouldn't pay more taxes if it was the same as it was the last year.
That's
Correct?
That's correct.
I just want to make sure me and you don't agree.
Okay.
All right, any more questions for Mr. Roberts? All right, we have to make a motion to accept. Yes.
You want you accept it and give you time to do it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
They need to give you the month to make changes.
Yes.
You would do that after. You are now in going to what they call equalization, where you
Right.
look at the values. When the board determines that the values are equal, then he will request.
That'll be next time, next week.
Next month.
Next one.
Okay. I'll make a motion, we accept real personal property.
There has been motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Moore that we accept. Any other questions?
The preliminary.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is now carried. Thank you, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you.
All right, we're now at 4:35, which is closed section.
Motion.
Entertain a motion.